Have you ever slipped on a blouse that used to be your go-to? The one you wore to lunches, family gatherings, even just to feel a little polished at home, only to catch your reflection and think, why doesn't this feel like me anymore? I've been there too, standing in front of the mirror, tugging at a hem, smoothing a sleeve, wondering when something that once felt so right started working against me instead of for me. After 60, it's not just our bodies that change. It's our sense of self, our style, and the way we want to be seen. The truth? You don't have to dress younger to look radiant. But you do deserve clothes that honor who you are today, not who you were 20 years ago. That's why in this video, we're uncovering 5 blouses that might be quietly aging you. And for each one, I'll show you a fresh, flattering alternative. And here's the thing. Style number 4 will absolutely surprise you. So stay with me, because by the end, you'll never look at your wardrobe the same way again. If this sounds like the kind of style conversation you've been craving, hit subscribe, tap the like button, and share this video with a friend who's ready for her own wardrobe refresh. 1. Shapeless boxy tops. The silent shape stealer. You know that feeling when you slip into something roomy? A blouse so loose it feels like a sigh of relief? It drapes over you without touching a curve, gives you space to breathe, and for a moment you think, comfort. I understand why you reach for it. I've done the same. There's a certain safety in knowing nothing clings, nothing reveals. But then you catch a glimpse in the mirror and suddenly, it's as if your outline has vanished. Where your body once had gentle lines, there's now just a flat, shapeless block of fabric. The truth is, ultra boxy tops don't just hide your shape. They erase it. They shorten your frame, broaden your middle, and take away that sense of vitality you carry without even realizing it. It's not that you've lost your presence, it's that the garment is swallowing it whole. And while it might feel like these tops protect you from scrutiny, they can also quietly tell the world, I'm not here to be seen, but you are here, and you deserve to be seen. I've had clients walk into my studio wearing oversized blouses for years, convinced they were hiding problem areas. One woman, Linda, had a closet full of them in every shade of beige and navy. She told me she wore them because they made her feel safe. But when we swapped one out for a softly structured wrap blouse, paired with slim, straight-leg trousers, something happened. She looked in the mirror, blinked, and said, I feel taller and alive. Her smile that day told me everything. Comfort and confidence don't have to be at war. So how do you reclaim your shape without giving up the ease you love? It's about gentle structure. Tops that skim, not squeeze. A tunic with light waist shaping that creates a subtle hourglass line. A wrap blouse that defines your middle while allowing fabric to flow as you move. Princess seams that follow the natural architecture of your body. An asymmetrical hem that draws the eye vertically, adding length and lift. These details keep the comfort but restore your silhouette, bringing your posture and your energy forward again. When your blouse honors your shape, something shifts inside you. You stand a little taller. You walk with more intention. And when you catch your reflection, you don't just see a top that fits. You see yourself, centered in your own presence, not hidden behind a wall of fabric. The room no longer looks past you. It meets your eyes. Because here's the thing. Dressing isn't just about how clothes sit on your body. It's about how they frame your spirit. A shapeless top can feel like it's protecting you, but in reality, it's taking up the space that belongs to you. And when you trade that for something that moves with you, that space becomes yours again. So next time you reach for that oversized blouse, pause and ask yourself, am I wearing this because I love it, or because I'm hiding? If it's the latter, maybe it's time to choose something that lets you breathe and lets you shine. And speaking of space and presence, there's another blouse style that doesn't just take space away, it redirects attention in ways you might not expect. It's a style so common, you probably have at least one in your closet right now, and style number 2 might just make you rethink it entirely. 2. High, stiff collars. The face framer gone wrong. You probably bought it for how polished it looked on the hanger, that crisp blouse with the collar standing tall, every button fastened neatly to the top. It once said confidence and authority, the kind of blouse you could wear to the office or a formal luncheon and know you looked put together. But here's the thing. After 60, what used to feel like a frame for your face can start to feel more like a wall. High, stiff collars have a way of shortening the neck, drawing attention downward, and creating a kind of visual heaviness that you don't notice until you see a photo or catch yourself in the mirror. It's not that you've changed in any negative way. It's that your features have softened, your neckline tells a richer story now, and a rigid frame doesn't let that story breathe. Instead, it boxes it in. I remember working with Diane, a client who wore collared blouses almost exclusively. She said they made her feel finished, like armor she could count on. But she also told me she hated how she looked in Zoom calls. "It's like my jawline disappeared and all you see is fabric," she admitted. We swapped her structured collars for a soft V-neck with a gentle notch collar in a light linen blend. The moment she saw herself on screen, she leaned back and smiled. "I look open. Like I'm actually in the conversation, not hiding behind my clothes." Beyond the visuals, there's the physical side no one talks about. High collars can feel restrictive, trapping heat and rubbing against skin that may now be more sensitive. If you've ever found yourself tugging at your neckline halfway through lunch, you know exactly what I mean. Comfort isn't a luxury at this stage. It's part of how you carry yourself. So what's the alternative? Necklines that open the space around your face instead of closing it off. A V-neck elongates your neckline, naturally lifting the gaze upward. A scoop neck offers a soft curve that mirrors and flatters your features. Notch collars keep a tailored look without the stiffness. And a draped cowl neck? It adds gentle movement and texture, pulling light toward your face while giving your neck room to breathe. When Diane started wearing these softer shapes, something shifted in her presence. She was no longer adjusting her blouse mid-conversation. Her posture softened, her expressions were more animated, and she looked like herself again, not a version locked in an outdated definition of professional. That's the power of a neckline that works with you. It doesn't compete with your natural lines, it enhances them. It gives you the visual lift of good posture and the comfort of knowing you're framed in the best light possible. So next time you pull on a high-collared blouse, ask yourself, is this framing my face or fencing it in? Because the moment you let that space open up, you'll feel the difference, not just in how you look, but in how the world responds to you. And speaking of the world's response, there's another blouse trap that can steal attention from your presence, not through shape or structure, but through sheer visual noise. It's style number 3. And if you've ever worn a print that felt fun, only to wonder why no one remembered your face, you'll want to hear this one. 3. Overly loud or outdated prints. When your blouse wears you. We've all had one. That blouse with the bold tropical leaves, the oversized polka dots, or the neon florals that seemed to hum with energy when you first bought it. Maybe it reminded you of a special trip, or a time in your life when bright, loud patterns felt like joy itself. But here's the hidden truth. Past a certain point, those prints can start speaking louder than you do. The problem isn't that prints are bad. Far from it. Prints can be magic. They can soften lines, add personality, and even make a simple outfit unforgettable. But when the pattern is too large, too busy, or rooted in a bygone decade, it has a way of anchoring you to the past. Instead of lifting your features and complementing your coloring, it can compete with them, demanding all the attention for itself while you fade into the background. I think of Margaret, a client who came to me wearing a blouse splashed with oversized magenta lilies. She loved it because it felt happy, and it was happy. But when she tried it on in front of a mirror, it was all I could see. My eyes darted from petal to petal, never quite landing on her warm eyes or her radiant smile. Then we swapped it for a cream blouse with a soft watercolor floral print, muted blush and sage, delicate enough to let her skin tone glow. The transformation was instant. Margaret wasn't just in the blouse anymore. She was the star of it. So what works better? Think tone-on-tone patterns that create depth without chaos. Smaller florals that add interest without overwhelming. Gentle watercolor effects that move with your body instead of standing still like a backdrop. Earth tones or muted colors with just a hint of brightness near the face. These choices don't dull your personality. They give it a stage to shine on. And here's the thing. When your print is in harmony with you, people remember you. They remember your laughter, the way your eyes light up, the conversation you shared. The blouse becomes part of your presence instead of a distraction from it. So, next time you reach for a blouse that could double as retro wallpaper, ask yourself, is this highlighting me or hiding me? Because the right print doesn't shout over you. It whispers just enough to draw people closer. But prints aren't the only thing that can quietly sabotage your presence. Sometimes it's not about what people see. It's about what you feel against your skin. And that brings us to style number 4, the one most women don't expect, but instantly recognize the moment they hear it. 4. Scratchy, stiff fabrics. When beauty feels like a burden. On the hanger, it looks perfect. Smooth, crisp, the kind of blouse that seems like it will hold its shape all day. You slip it on, fasten the buttons, and for a few seconds, it feels like you've nailed it. But then, the stiffness sets in. The polyester rubs against your skin, the fabric traps heat, and by the time you've been wearing it for an hour, you're counting the minutes until you can take it off. Here's what most people don't realize. After 60, your skin changes. It becomes more sensitive, more responsive to texture and temperature. That scratchy, static-prone blouse, you could tolerate at 40. Now it can actually shift your mood without you realizing it, making you fidget more, smile less, and feel distracted. Clothing isn't just visual, it's sensory. If it doesn't feel good, it won't look good, no matter how beautiful it appears in the mirror. I worked with Elaine, who had a stunning high-neck blouse in a deep sapphire blue. Every time she wore it, she received compliments, but she told me she secretly hated having it on. "It's like wearing gift wrap," she laughed. We replaced it with a bamboo blend blouse in nearly the same color. Soft, breathable, with a gentle drape. At her next event, she said, "I didn't think about my blouse once all night. I just lived in the moment." That's the point. When you're not distracted by discomfort, you're free to be fully present. The solution is simple, but transformative. Fabrics that love your skin back. Think cotton silk blends for a touch of luxury without heaviness. Viscose for flow and softness. Bamboo for natural breathability and temperature control. Linen for airy summer days, or jersey knits for movement and ease. These aren't just comfortable. They quietly elevate your entire presence. When you choose fabrics that move with you, your gestures become more fluid. Your shoulders relax. You're not adjusting seams or scratching at your collar. And without even realizing it, your expression softens because your body feels cared for. So the next time you shop, run your hand over the fabric first. Ask yourself not just, does this look good? But, would I want to feel this against my skin for hours? Because style isn't just what meets the eye. It's what stays with you all day. And speaking of things that stay with you, there's one small design detail that seems innocent enough, but can quietly shift your proportions in all the wrong ways. That's style number 5, and it's probably hiding in plain sight in your closet right now. 5. Cap sleeve blouses. The little sleeve that could but doesn't. At first glance, cap sleeves seem harmless, even flattering. They skim just over the shoulder, offering a whisper of coverage while keeping you cool. Many women choose them thinking, at least it hides the top of my arm. But here's the sneaky truth. The exact spot where a cap sleeve ends is often the most unforgiving place to draw a horizontal line. After 60, when the skin and muscle tone on the upper arms naturally soften, That horizontal cut can visually widen the area, making shoulders look broader and arms appear fuller than they are. It's like underlining a sentence you didn't want anyone to notice in the first place. And because cap sleeves are short and stiff, they create a static shape instead of a flowing one, which means they can break the vertical lines that help elongate your figure. I think of Susan, a client who had an entire summer wardrobe built around cap sleeve tops. She liked that they felt light and safe. But she admitted she never loved seeing herself in vacation photos. We tried swapping her cap sleeve blouse for one with flutter sleeves, just a little extra length and movement in a light chiffon. The difference was instant. Her arms looked longer, her shoulders softer, and she said, "I finally feel like I'm not hiding, but I'm not exposed either." The alternatives are small tweaks that make a big visual shift. Flutter sleeves drape over the arm without cutting it off. Dolman sleeves blend the shoulder and arm into one soft line, adding elegance without bulk. Kimono sleeves bring a touch of drama while letting air move freely. These designs don't just cover, they create motion, lightness, and a sense of intention in your outfit. The beauty of replacing cap sleeves is that you don't lose comfort. You gain grace. Your arms are framed instead of boxed in, your posture feels freer, and your proportions look more balanced. 6. Over-embellished blouses. When details drown the design. They sparkle under the store lights, sequins catching every angle, beads stitched into intricate swirls, embroidery so thick it almost stands on its own. Maybe you bought one for a special dinner or a holiday party. Maybe it felt festive, like a way to add personality to an otherwise simple outfit. But here's the hidden trap. When a blouse is overloaded with embellishment, it stops being a frame for you and starts being the main event. After 60, heavy detailing can do two things you may not want. First, it adds bulk in all the wrong places, especially around the chest and shoulders. Second, it can anchor you to a trend that peaked years ago, sending the quiet signal that your style is frozen in time. And if the embellishment isn't high quality, age can make it even more noticeable. Loose threads, dulled sequins, missing beads. I remember meeting Carol, who wore a navy blouse covered in metallic beading to her granddaughter's graduation. She told me it was her special occasion top, but in photos, the glare from the beads pulled attention away from her proud smile. When she switched to a sleek satin blouse in the same deep navy, no beading, just a graceful drape and a soft sheen, her entire presence came forward. Her eyes sparkled more than any sequin could. The solution? Let texture and fabric do the talking. A silk charmeuse catches light beautifully without shouting. A blouse with subtle pin tucks or delicate lace insets offers interest without overpowering. Even a soft metallic thread woven subtly into the fabric can add glamour that feels modern and effortless. Because the goal isn't to banish detail, it's to let the details serve you. When embellishment becomes a whisper instead of a shout, people notice the woman first and the blouse second. And that's exactly the order it should be in. These 5 blouses aren't bad in themselves. They've each had their moment. But style after 60 isn't about chasing what worked years ago. It's about choosing what works for you now. Your clothes should move with you, breathe with you, and frame you in a way that lets your energy lead the room, not your outfit. When you swap a shapeless top for gentle structure, open a stiff collar into a softer neckline, or trade a loud print for something that whispers elegance, you're not just changing your wardrobe, you're reclaiming presence. When you choose fabrics that love your skin and sleeves that move like part of you, you're telling the world, I still take up space, and I'm not done shining. So as you look through your closet, don't think of it as getting rid of things. Think of it as curating, making space for the woman you are today. Because the right blouse doesn't just fit your body, it fits your life. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which style resonated most? Share it in the comments, like this video if it gave you ideas, and subscribe for more ways to feel unmistakably you every single day.